Lindsey's Little Library. So today is BookList Thursday. BookList Thursday is something I do with Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday with some sort of thoughts, ideas, recommendations, something bookish related. So today is a really fun little take on our BookList Thursdays. And we're really looking and focusing on characters. And so we are going to talk to you about characters in books that we would want on our side in a bar fight. Because why not? So first up, this is a really fun prompt to do because I really did take a look at some of the characters and I'm like, yeah, she'd be pretty cool, or he'd be pretty cool, or this could work. So I highly recommend all of these books. I think I've talked about a few of them repeatedly. So they're all definitely worth picking up. And the first one I want to talk about is That Night by Chevy Stevens. And so this follows two people, Tony and Ryan. Tony just got released from prison. She's on parole. Her and her boyfriend Ryan were convicted of murdering her sister, and she claims she's innocent. So she's doing anything and everything she can to stay on the straight and narrow because she is out. She has definitely learned that justice is not on her side. And so she's trying to just put her head down and do the right thing. But Ryan is not helping because he's convinced he can figure out the truth. Her mom is not helping. She is still doubting her innocence. The people in their town are not helping. She's just hitting a lot of roadblocks, and she is just really determined and wanting to prove her innocence and figure out what really happened that night. So she is resourceful. She is tough. She's quiet, but like, don't mess with her. So definitely would want Tony on my side for sure. Next one I want on my side, She Lives in Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. She's actually Rachel's best friend, and I can't think of her name now. I got it. It's Peaklin. Don't know why I forgot her name, but she is Rachel's best friend. Rachel is going to Singapore with her boyfriend to attend a wedding, and she quickly learns that her boyfriend is very well off, and is introduced to this insane culture that she didn't know is where he kind of came from. And Peaklin is who she went to school with, and a very, very good friend, and lives in Singapore. So Peaklin is there to kind of be like, oh, Rachel, wake up. This is like high society here now, and I need to help you get there. So Peaklin is kind of like that sidekick that just will not allow bad things to happen to you. She, again, is resourceful and inventive and hilarious. I feel like she could almost talk her way out of any type of bar fight. It would be funny. Insulting someone, yet letting them think they won. That's kind of how I envision her. So this is a really fun book. It's a quick read. I need to pick up the second book because I kind of want to know what happens, but I loved it. On those same lines, I think if we added in, what's her name? Jen Dixon from Class Mom with Peaklin, like she brings this like sarcastic, no one's going to scare her type of vibe to the bar fight. So it wouldn't even go to a fight because she would just kind of prevent it from ever happening. And again, still throwing out some obvious observations. So Jen Dixon is a typical Kansas City mom. She's just a little older. She has older kids that have already left the house, but she has her son, who his name is Max, I think is in kindergarten. He's 5. So this is kind of her third time around with, dealing with school life and PTA and teachers and all that fun stuff. And so her friend is like, hey, you've been here before. Why don't you become the class mom for the kindergarten class? And Jen is not taken. Doesn't necessarily want to do it, but she's going to do this the way it quote unquote should be done and kind of call a spade throughout the process. And it's hilarious. It's fantastic. And I love this book. But Jen Dixon would be, first of all, she'd be a great person to go out and have a beer with, but then she'd have your back. I do have a couple of men in mind. I mean, the females, we would definitely be able to take us on, but I mean, if we'll invite them along too. So we have from the Warsaw Orphan, which I just finished this book. Roman is like the guy that seeks justice, pretty much. He is not afraid to go down in a fight to right what has been wronged. And so Roman lives in Warsaw. He lived in the ghetto for a while on the Jewish side of the city, and then befriends Elizabetta, I can't say that, yeah, befriends her who is living outside the ghetto, and they kind of make this really great team, and you go through what happened in Warsaw from the inside of the ghetto perspective, as well as living outside the ghetto and what was told to both sides, and it's really, really fantastic World War II historical fiction. I really enjoyed it. So Roman would be on my side. And the next one, I mean, if I had my choice of any characters to bring with me into a bar fight, I'm thinking like Apollo and Aphrodite and Ares, maybe not Apollo so much, would be fantastic. I mean, the Greek gods, god of war, god of love. Why not? Why not? I mean, Aphrodite would just, she's fantastic in this book. And then Ares as well. We've got, I mean, Hades is in here too. We can just bring the whole party into that bar fight and it would be fantastic. But Lovely War is such a unique book. It combines Greek mythology with historical fiction. So to kind of set this up for you, you have the Greek gods coming together in this hotel room and kind of undergoing this bit of a trial. Like, why should the goddess of love be with the god of war? This doesn't make sense. They seem completely opposite. And so Aphrodite tells this amazing story of this love story of a couple of two different couples who are surviving World War II and finding love. And that's kind of the premise of the book. And so you go through this really interesting, entertaining kind of trial between the gods. And then you follow this World War II, this wartime story, and these four characters that you just can't help but fall in love with. So Lovely War is amazing. One of easily in my top favorite books. There's some amazing lines in this book. I love it. I love it. But I would totally bring the Greek gods with me if I could. So those are the characters I would, you know, hang out with and help me out and have on my side in a bar fight. Not that I've ever been in one. I really haven't. I'm pretty much a homebody, but and a peacemaker, so let's just lay that out there. But if it happened, that's who I'd want with me. Head over to Sarah's channel, see what she has for her characters that she would have in a bar fight on her side, and see what you think. If you've read any of these books, want to chat about them below, or if you have characters in mind, let's talk about it. I kind of think it's a fun little discussion to kind of get to know some characters that might have some other traits that we may not know about. So otherwise, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye.